Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
So, y'all miss my dad. Here he is. We're pulling him in by way of FaceTime on the new iPad. Dad doesn't have the new iPad. You don't have a new iPad, do you?
Well, it was new when I got
it. But are you on the iPad right now, or are you on your phone?
I'm on the phone.
Okay, this is a FaceTime connection here. So we've been talking about this, and you, even when you were out here the other week, you kind of briefly mentioned this, but I thought it would be good to kind of expand upon, because you're more of an average user than I am, that a lot of my community, or I guess our community, happens to be. And we just did some analysis, asking the question on LockerGnome.com: can an iPad really replace your laptop or your notebook computer? And the link is in the description. I'm not sure if you've read the article yet or not. I know you read LockerGnome. Dad reads LockerGnome. You should too. So,
Yeah, I do.
Dad, what do you think? Can an iPad, let's say today, and then we'll talk about potentially what it would take in the future. Can an iPad today replace a laptop for you?
For me, not currently. Only because right now I'm so used to using Excel. Now I know they're working on something that maybe they'll be able to get Excel on the iPad. But I do think the iPad is a pretty nice computer, actually. I even call it a computer now. But I do think eventually it'll be able to replace all the computers.
So what is it right now? I mean, beyond, let's say, Excel, what is it that keeps you from using it like you do a laptop?
Well, one of the things is my lack of trust in the cloud, because I'm not quite sure what I would do, how I would feel comfortable with the protection I have. Yeah, I'm concerned about the big brother.
Okay, so let's assume that iCloud's not connected to the iPad at all then. But you're just using the iPad to do what? What do you use the iPad for?
Well, currently what I use the iPad for is I'll use it to check email, because I can read it easier on there. As some people notice, I wear bifocals, so it's a little easier to read it on the iPad when it's available and I'm on Wi-Fi. The other thing I use it for is right at home. It's right on my end table. Let's see here.
He's got an iPad 2, by the way.
Is it in there?
I think we see it. Yeah, I see the smart cover there.
Right here.
Yep.
So what I use it for here, when I'm away from the office upstairs, is for surfing. Like if I'm surfing, or if I want to look up something like on TV, they'll give a website. I'll look at it real quick if I'm interested, so that I can bookmark it for a detailed look later. If I'm planning to travel to Texas, which we're going to do later this week, or to Seattle, which we did a week or two ago, I'll check the weather reports and watch all that just prior to the time we leave.
So it sounds to me like you're using the iPad like a laptop right now.
Yeah, I do a lot. And it's convenient for the web surfing things for me, because I don't have to go upstairs to the office, get it all fired up, because it is an antiquated machine currently. Although
yeah, but wait. But you have a laptop. We showed it.
Yeah, but I'm not real sure. Like if I want to print something, I'm not real sure how to do that yet.
Oh, AirPrint. We've got to get into that. That's another fun thing to get into. Because you can print from iOS devices.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you can. I guess I'm just an old dog.
Well, but you're an old dog, but you're using, to me, the way you're talking about it, you have a laptop, but it sounds to me like you're using your iPad more than the laptop, even though the laptop is just as mobile as the iPad.
Well, okay, yeah, that's true, except the laptop is a dedicated machine. It's a dedicated computer.
Okay,
I'm dedicated for some accounting functions I do.
But if it wasn't a dedicated computer, which would you find yourself using more frequently? The laptop or the iPad?
Oh, you're good. You should have been a prosecutor. The iPad is more convenient. It's easier to handle. It's all right here. Everything that I work with is on there. So, yeah, I suppose all things being equal, I would use the iPad.
So the iPad today could not replace the laptop primarily because of what you're using that laptop for. And that would be...
It's a dedicated computer.
So at some point...
And by the way, it has Windows 7 on it. For those that are interested.
I'm sure they are interested. And so, in fact, someone on YouTube asked the question, does he use Microsoft Excel for everything?
Pretty much. Actually, sometimes I even use it as my word processor. I can use Word, but sometimes I'll just do notes in my in Excel because I can sort them. I could sort them in a hierarchy somehow.
Okay, no,
now because of becoming more of a geek, I'm using the notepad more and more. If you can sort it like in a hierarchy, like label them, I haven't done that. So now I'm kind of looking at the task manager, and these are apps that came with the phone. I mean, they're not apps. Although I've got some of the other apps that you can use, I'm doing a little research because I want to do a video on how to use the iPhone for people my age.
Oh, so are we looking for like some senior videos for in the Locker Gnome channel coming up?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And
another thing on the Windows 8, I think some people are confused with. I find it interesting, the string of comments, but I'm not anti Windows 8. I'm anti Windows 8 on my desktop. And I said it in a video, and someone asked, and I think you sent them the link, because I said I did, when I went to the mall, I saw Windows 8 on the tablet, and I thought it was pretty spiffy. So then I got on the internet, and I'm doing more research, and I found a quote-unquote official Microsoft website where the gentleman that was doing the demonstration, it was like maybe a longer one, like 15 minutes or so, the gentleman said how nice it would be with the mouse, but at the same time, his demonstration, he was using his fingers and swiping everything, and I'm thinking, well, that really doesn't give the whole picture that way.
There's some... go ahead.
No, I think a lot of people are coming to the same conclusion I am, in that they're trying to make it fit all devices.
Yep.
So that they have to train one device, which I suppose is not a bad idea.
Well, it's a good idea in theory. Unfortunately, Microsoft is doing it the wrong way.
And they get more and more tiles. I'm not sure if you can, like on the iPhone, you can put things into into folders. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that with all those tiles, or if you just got to keep swiping them across because you'll have so many apps on it.
Well, there's...
I'm not sure how that works.
Sure.
But I am thinking about, because I don't think I'll get a Mac yet. I may get a new PC, but I'm thinking about getting it early so I don't get stuck with Windows 8.
Oh, ouch. That's pretty damning. By the way, and we did a video...
because you buy it now, you'll get Windows 7.
I understand. So in that vein, and we did a video on this a while ago, and then we ended up doing an article. There is an app called OnLive for the iPad, and you can get it right now. It's free currently, that you can use. You can access Excel directly from your iPad on a virtual desktop. Not on any of your machines. It's a virtual... It's the cloud, but it's Excel that's running right there on your iPad, and it's a free app.
So is that Google Docs type thing?
It's not Google Docs. It's something like it through another company, and it's using Excel directly.
I would like to look at that. I guess I would, even if I start using that, I would be guarded what I put on there.
Yeah.
Thing I didn't want someone to see. If I don't care if people see it, I'd use the cloud.
Right.
If I care if someone might see that I don't want to see it, then I would be apt to jump on my desktop or on my laptop and do it there.
So it sounds...
That's me, because I know just from my work experience that programmers, every time they program any kind of application, there's always what they used to call a back door. Someone, and in this case probably a lot of someones, have a way to get into the cloud, into everybody's records. They will. They'll program it in there some way. They may never tell you, and you may never know, but I believe that.
Fair enough. To come back to the original question, can an iPad replace a laptop? And it's fine to have covered all this other stuff because it's related. We're talking about very, very similar topics. If you had a laptop, a traditional PC laptop with Windows 7 sitting there on a table, and right next to it was an iPad, whatever kind of iPad, which one would you pick up for your trip?
My son's, I'm telling you guys, should have been a DA. I'd probably pick up the iPad just because it's easier to handle, it's lighter, it's less cumbersome. I don't have to flip up the screen. I don't have to keep my keyboard all dusted. I have to keep the screen wiped off, but I don't use a screen protector. I just use the glass, and it gets all fingerprinty, but I have a cleaner cloth here that I'll clean it off every once in a while, as well as my phone.
So it sounds to me like the iPad has already replaced the laptop, unless you're using Excel.
As it relates,
so
to
that's an awfully expensive PC for Excel.
Yeah, probably.
It's awfully expensive.
Look into that Excel thing.
Well, anyway, Dad, I'll let you go. We just kind of surprised you here.
Send me the
on live.
Look at it.
Yeah, sure. So when can they expect to see one of your first videos here? Because I'm trying to get him to use Dropbox to send me the videos automatically.
That's what we got to figure out. I'm going to work on a sample one, and then I'm working on a surprise. I found someone even older than me that we might get a video of.
Good. Older than you? I didn't think that was possible.
I didn't think there was anybody. I had to look a long time.
All right. Take care.
Okay, love you.
Love you too.